Welcome back to the Halfarsed Heresy. It's been a long time, way before Christmas I think the last thing I did. I dropped off the hobby for ages. I just couldn't get the impetus to get back into it, but a lad on Twitter called Andy, I'll tag him in the description, sort of was in the same boat, and we sort of decided to collaborate and both say let's just pick a figure and get it done and post the results. So I'm using that opportunity to redo my YouTube channel. I'll be going with a Conquest figure. It is, I don't know if he's the actual ancient, but he's the one I'll be doing. He isn't finished yet, he's undercoated. But I'm going to be doing him on a bespoke base. As you know, I like my bases. But this is the first part of the video, and I'll move on afterwards. Found a couple of things in the interim. I always go to the pound shops, as you know. Found these wall patches. Could be useful for scenery, strengthening things. Again, a quid. Don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, but I like to stock up my cubby hole of doom, and there's a smaller one. Don't quite know why the smaller one's still a pound, but a pound's a pound. And that's where we are at the moment. That's about it. For my bespoke base, this time I'm going to use the standard base. And this, from my electronic pot of doom, is, do you remember a few years back there was a flashing red nose? Well, this was in my, let's see, excuse the mess. I have a pot of all electronics that I think I could use at a later date, so it's giving usually things that flash. Many things, I keep all of them, and one of them was the red nose day thing. It was well dead. I took out the batteries and put in some new ones, and lo and behold, it worked. So my plan will be, it fits nicely on the other side of that. You see that? I'm going to drill a hole through so it's concealed, and hopefully found this crystal. So something along the lines of some, I don't know, you don't get a homing crystal, but a flashing crystal. I think it could look quite interesting on the base. Who knows? Failing that, if it looks too silly, I might use one of those Terminator Marine teleport model bits. I don't know. So I'm going to do something with that, something with him, and I'll talk you through it all, and we'll go from there. I'll be running through how I do my Dark Angels scheme as well. This is a particularly bad undercoated model. I'll need to do another coat, methinks. As always, I don't know if anyone else finds this, but the Caliban green and the Games Workshop blue plastic, you can swear blind you've covered it, and you can totally miss a lot. So it's going to be basically starting again, I reckon, with this one. So another coat of Caliban green before I do anything else. Apologies in advance. The editing of this video is going to jump around a bit because I've just gone headlong into this. I haven't prepared my workspace or anything. But while that extra layer of undercoat's drying, I'll show you the main colours I'm going to use. Caliban green, Nuln Oil, Warpstone, Moot green, and depending on the final product, a small amount or a large amount of Waywatcher green. That kind of is dependent on how the dry brushing comes out. You can use it either way. And in an emergency you can use, have I got any? Bale Tan. That will be to darken it if I've got too much light on it. This will be to bring out the lighter edges if I haven't got enough of it. So we'll move on to that next. As always, I'm half-arsing it. Simple drill bit. Drill a hole wherever it is. Remove the little circle things, whatever they are, and then hopefully, there we are. Let's see. There's the start of our base. I wanted it a little bit closer, but I was limited to where I could put it because I didn't want to chop the circuit board. I'm sure I could have took some edges off, but this first project back, I'm going to take it easy. No craziness. That's simple enough. Cooler minds have prevailed. I am desperate to use this crystal, but I just don't think it looks good as a flashing crystal. Doesn't make any sense, so I'll save that for another project with a solid light behind it. What I will do here is, I think I will have, I'll use you see that? Yeah, a Dreadnought spare, and have him guarding some sort of, I don't know, a beacon, something like that. Simple, But yeah, cooler minds have won through. I'm desperate to use that crystal though. I think it'll look so smart with light glowing through it. So yeah, but that's for another project. Sorry if this is a bit boring, but I'm going to go through every step of my creation process. I'm going to use one of my patented pound shop bases, perhaps. Maybe the smaller one. Maybe a cracked one. I don't think that'll work. Why would it have it in it? But something like that with it on top. So it'll, I don't know, it might work. I think as it stands there, I don't know if you can see there. I'll show you, it's quite a bright light. I think it needs to be a bit subdued. So if I put that on top and that, drill a hole through, it might filter it out a little bit. So here we have pretty much what it's going to look like before painting. A bit more subdued, much better. Oops, zooming out, there we go. I don't know if I'll even bother putting in a filter now because that looks quite good. The beauty of the spares pot. So that was obviously the thing I'm going to go with. I found a light and skull combo, probably from a tank or a dreadnought or something. I'm going to bodge up some sort of little sensor thing just to give it a bit more oomph. It's not zooming in, is it? Oh, let's move this closer to the light. Excuse the jumping around, but I'm not really technical when it comes to videoing. There we go, something like that. So I'll put that on the top. I'll smooth it off and make it some sort of thing he's guarding. Just a quick addition to the base. Any chefs out there will know about making a roux, and there's a cheat roux. You do it properly or you rush it. This is a rushed base. It is Abaddon black and then dry brushed with lead belcher. That's it. I might add some null when it's done, but that's quickly done, dusted. The little thing is done. Again, black. What I find is the best cheat to do is, if you're just doing it plain, just add a little bit of colour. So purple wires, a little bit of red, a couple of bit of dots of red. I'll do that skull in a minute, and that's it. I would usually do a lot more, but obviously I'm on a tight time scale, so that base is nearly done. Man, I'm so crap at this YouTube channel malarkey. I totally forgot to video while I was doing it, so I've missed a few steps. I've done the majority of the main colouring. It's just topping up now where I see fit. Finish the power sword. He's glued to the base. Room there for the little light. And that's where we are now. So should be finished by tonight, and then I'll put it up tomorrow. And here we have the final product. Once again, thanks to Andy on Twitter. I'll link him in the description. Hadn't done anything before Christmas, and just by saying let's get us both back into it, he hadn't done anything for a while. We said let's take a few days, do a single figure and post our results on Sunday, I think it was. So there's my one done. Dark Angel, power sword. I tried to do a sort of lighting effect on the shoulder pad where the power sword's glowing. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And of course, as always, it wouldn't be a Halfarsed Heresy video without a bespoke base. Little hole drilled in the bottom. A little red nosed light from several years ago. Put in there, and there we go. He's guarding some sort of beacon or something. Turn the light off so you can get a better view of it. There you go, how's that? He will guard this with his life, because loyalty is its own reward. I'm happy with that. Not one of my best, not the super finished article that I would usually do, but probably still tabletop standard, maybe a bit better. I'm happy with it. Anyway, so make sure you check out Andy on Twitter, and if he's got a YouTube page, make sure you check that out as well. This is the Halfarsed Heresy. See you next time.